They say death and taxes, cold weather, add that to it. That's always a given in the Midwest during the winter. Joining me now, Lori Carpenter and Joe Coons from Stadler and Company Tax Service. They're here to talk about some things you can expect this tax season. We were talking earlier, one of the things is ACA. There's a penalty, right?
Right. So that penalty, I know that when the tax law was passed, everybody was like, the penalty is going to go away. The fact of the matter is, it's still there for 2018. So when you get ready to file your taxes this year, if you did not have health insurance, that penalty could still be there.
Yeah.
2019, it's completely gone, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there still a lot of questions about that? I would think so.
There are, especially for those who have the penalty. I actually dealt with two today, and there are some exclusions and some exemptions, ways you can get out of that penalty. So great to check with somebody who knows what those are.
And that would be Stadler.
That would be us.
Yeah, no question. Joe, now you're going to talk a little bit about the tax limit. Explain what you mean by that.
With the new tax law, they went ahead and have placed a cap on state and local taxes. So if we are looking at a high tax state like New Jersey, California, it's quite possible that they're going to go ahead and be limited to only taking a $10,000 deduction for their state and local taxes. Indiana is a fairly low tax state, so that may not be an issue for the majority of our viewers.
Is this a major change, do you think, this year?
It is for those affected by it. Like I said, for Indiana, it's probably not going to be too big of a effect.
What about Illinois? We have Illinois viewers.
It could possibly be a little bit more of a factor for them. They've got a higher tax rate.
Right. Lori, we were talking about a little bit earlier about business expenses. Can you touch on that?
Sure. So we were talking about taking mileage or not. So if you're an employee...
Yeah, I asked her if they could take off mileage for their trips from Terre Haute to Farmersburg. I forgot who I was talking to.
So the answer was no, you cannot, because coming up this year, the employee business expenses portion of itemizing is completely gone. So if you had per diem or mileage, those are gone, and they can have a really big impact for those who had high mileage with their jobs. They could, because a lot of people drive a lot around here. I ran into a couple this morning that they live in Indianapolis, but they come here every day. So and then what about the government shutdown? It's been in the news that some of the paperwork has arrived at the IRS and it's not being opened or it's not being looked at, or what do you know about that? Okay, so we touched on that a little bit last week. So if there are paper filed returns, so if you're paper filing your return, it may sit there for a while until this full shutdown is completely dealt with. If you're sending in an amendment, they may not open it. If you're sending in a payment, there's a possibility they won't open it. Now, they are concerned about those who e-file getting their returns and their refunds back out to them right away. So if you're e-filing and you have a refund coming, you can expect that should get processed.
All right, good information, always good information. And of course, if you have any questions about your tax situation, call the professionals at Stadler and Company Tax Service. In Terre Haute, call them at 812-478-2800. In Brazil, it's 812-443-2800. And in Bloomfield, 812-384-3409.